Okay.
Since you'll be starting by rolling initiative as these two giant buggies jump in like an X pattern from the walls that you're passing by.
They're synchronized dancers.
Yeah, basically. So they look like they kind of have small, almost bat-like wings, but very kind of short. These huge green eyes, some antennas, more legs than you can count as they kind of jump through and like carve into the wall. And you kind of notice that after they go through the wall, like carving into it, they leave behind like a glossy kind of hole.
Gloss, like slimy?
Slimy or wet or
I don't
smooth.
like that. I don't like that at all.
So then Arrow, it is your turn.
Are they standing just like side by side? We're in like a tunnel, right? In like a cave?
So you felt the ground sort of rumble right before they burst out of the left and right side of this cavern tunnel that you're in, and they sort of crossed paths and jumped into the tunnel that the other ones came out of.
Are they like the same distance away from me right now?
So they've just turned around inside of the little holes that they've made, so they're just like poking out right now.
Like the head poking out of the ground?
Yeah, well, it's out of the sides of the tunnel. But yeah, just their head is poking out right now because they did this kind of a maneuver where they like jumped out and dove in and then turned around.
I'm not going to get close to it because I don't know what it can do yet. I'm just going to throw my sword at the one on the right.
That hits. Then it is Abby's turn.
Cool. I'm going to cast Slow on these two. They have to make wisdom saving throws. That fails. They're both affected. Their speed is halved. They take a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and they cannot use reactions. On its turn, it can use either an action or bonus action, not both. Regardless of its abilities or magic items, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack on its turn. If the creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of one action, I roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and it must use its action on that turn to complete the spell, otherwise it's wasted. At the end of each of their turns, for the next minute, they can make another wisdom saving throw to try to end it.
So they are slowed. Fly's turn.
All right, you know what I'm about to do. I'm going to use a regular arrow in my hand crossbow for now, and I am going to attempt to shoot. I'm gonna shoot my first arrow at the one that's already been hit.
That hits.
And then I'm going to use my second crossbow and try and hit the same one.
That does not hit.
And then I'm going to use my action surge and try and hit the other one.
That hits.
And then I'm going to try and hit again.
That does not hit. It is Shizano's turn.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just attack the one that's been hurt, the one that's been hit by both then. Sorry.
Okay, that hits.
Hell yeah. And then I'll use my extra attack to swing again.
14 does not hit.
I'll have Kadama take a peck.
Just barely doesn't hit. All right, it's their turn again. I'm going to need Kadama to roll a strength save. He just succeeded.
I did not expect him to succeed that, but I'll take it.
Yeah, me either. Shizano, I need you to make a strength save. Yeah, you passed that. Okay, I'm assuming Wyatt's out in front, or...
Yeah, I mean, I'd be 10 feet behind.
So Wyatt, you're going to get a melee attack of opportunity. You don't have your sword out, though, so it'll be unarmed.
Unarmed.
So no proficiency.
Okay.
You ain't no monk.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. Okay.
Is he moving out of my reach?
He's moving into your reach. So basically, what's happening is it was trying to grab you, and then the one that Kadama attacked was trying to grab him.
Got it.
So they're both kind of on the right side now. Well, the one from the left is in the middle. The one on the right is still on the right. Yeah, Erlen's going to go to the left, and she's going to swipe at this. All right, and she's going to attack with her Moonblade. Of course, that hits. When she cuts into this thing, some of its blood kind of like spills down the sword and onto her hand. She drops her sword. You hear her swear, and then she's like, it's hot. Then it is Arrow's turn.
I'm going to go after the same one that I already hit, but I'm going to move. I'm not going to throw. I'm going to move to him this time.
In order to hit the second one, you're either going to have to go around the one that's on the left, or you're going to have to stand in front of Shizano. They're kind of like bunched up on the right side right now.
Well, I would hit whichever one is easiest access then.
Okay, the one on the left, which is now in front of Wyatt. So if you stand either next to Wyatt, or if you want to flank this thing.
Combat superiority dice for this attack roll as well, because I can.
Yeah, so that you hear this thing kind of squelch out in pain. Some of its blood spills onto you when you're slashing it.
Okay.
And it is Abby's turn.
I'm going to cast Shatter. Is there a 10-foot sphere worth of area where I can just hit the two buggy boys?
Yeah, like right in between them. They're fairly large. They're almost like touching the ceiling, so.
Put it right there so I don't hit any of the party. They have to make Constitution saving throws. Fails. The other one succeeds.
The one on the left that's been bleeding on everybody looks extra bloody now, and the one on the right looks pretty close to the same amount of damage as that one. So then it is Wyatt's turn.
All right, we're gonna try and shoot some hand crossbows again. I'll aim at the one that looks bloodied. That's a nat 1.
So that one misses. It bounces off of the top of the cavern and then falls down into a pool of this thing's blood and sort of like incinerates. So go ahead and remove one from your inventory there.
Let's do this again.
That hits. Shizeno's turn.
So now that I'm realizing how much damage Arrow can do with her attack, I'm going to use Might. So that basically lets Arrow make an attack with her weapon as a reaction. Add advantage and add 5 damage to it.
Wow.
She uses it right now, but it counts as like her reaction for her turn.
Yeah, that hits.
When you calculate the damage, add an extra 5 to it.
24 damage. And then Kadama's turn. That does not hit. It's their turn. The wisdom save is on the beginning or the end of their turn?
End of their turn.
So one of them bites and swallows Kadama. The other one bites and starts to swallow Erlyn. It's basically like chomps down on like half her body and like picks her up, starts to gulp her down.
Is that the one that's like very close to dying?
Yeah, but the other one, which was not close to dying, swallowed Kadama.
I can see through Kadama's eyes.
Delicious.
Do I see anything interesting in there?
Darkness, piercing damage, fire damage.
He's immune to fire. He can't do fire damage, but he's immune to it.
Got it. Okay, so never mind that last part.
He wouldn't have been dead anyway, but it would have been pretty close.
It is Arrow's turn. You see Erlyn wriggling around a little bit.
Which one am I closer to? The one that's eating Kadama or the one that's eating Erlyn?
The one that's eating Erlyn.
Okay, I'm going to attack that one. I'm going to charge my sword up all the way. I'm going to attack it.
That hits. How do you want to kill this thing?
I'm going to cut him in half.
Okay.
Like the short way. Like hamburger way.
Okay.
So that she can get out.
Yeah, so you slice this thing in half, kind of like the way you might like fillet a hot dog so that you can pan fry it. You notice like as the blood spills out of this thing, it kind of melts all the ice that's in the area, revealing like the kind of rocky, craggy bits that are in this ground. There's like a divot where it's like blood spilled out and sort of melted the ice and then cooled down here.
And as I do that, I'm going to say like, call me pest control.
Abby's turn.
Guess I will shatter it again. Somebody's a 3rd level. Let's make a con save. Thunder damage.
Nice. All right, this thing's looking pretty bloodied. All these like cracks in its skin. Then it is Wyatt's turn.
All right, we're gonna try and attack.
That does not hit.
Let's try again.
It hits. Shizeno's turn.
Can
Roll
Kadama
very
go before
bad.
me?
Sure.
On the off chance that 1 damage finishes him off?
Yeah, he needs to make an attack at disadvantage.
I might roll a 1, but it was already really bad.
Yeah, that does not.
It was worth a shot. All right. Pest control. Can you finish him off for me, please?
Are you commanding me again?
It's not command. It's just might. But yeah, I'm using might on you. You get advantage on the attack and plus 2 damage.
So am I close to him or should I throw at him?
Yeah, let's say you're right next to it.
Okay.
That hits. This thing's on its last breath. If only that fire worked. And you notice that for some reason the flames just kind of melt right off of it.
And I'm just going to go down.
And it is, their turn now? He's taking 18 acid damage.
He has 17 health.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yeah, so Kadama's down. He's KO'd. And then this thing's going to attack. Wait, who attacked it last? Oh, Arrow did. Okay, it's going to attack Arrow. Or it's going to try to, at least. It's going to try to bite you.
Hits.
As this thing...
Can I uncanny dodge?
Yeah, so you like wriggle a little bit. Erlyn's turn. She was prone, so she's going to stand up. You see Erlyn touch the pommel of her moonblade. At the bottom, there's an opal, and you see a replica of her come out from the sword itself, but it looks like a shadow almost. They both have like a moonblade, but the shadow has like a shadow version of it, and they both run towards this thing. They have their blades like almost touching. And they kind of like slice it down the middle, kind of like what you did. So this thing is like filleted in half. You see Kadama kind of roll out of it like a wet sock. The shadow like gets recalled back into the sword.
I look really impressed.
And she says, does anybody want some bug juice? So you are out of initiative.
Good job, y'all. Good job, Erlyn and Arrow.
She like wipes like bug blood off of her and it's like, yeah.
I'm going to go stabilize Kadama real quick while they do whatever they're doing.
I'm like rip off little pieces of my clothes and wrap them around the parts of me that are bleeding.
Yeah, so Kadama's stabilized now. You have him in like a little napkin.
I'm guessing y'all want to take a little rest, right?
It would be good, probably. I'm not doing so great after that. Like, I guess I could continue if we really have to, but
I was gonna say I can burn some spells on healing if we would rather get out of here than stay right here.
What do you think, Erlen?
Well, we haven't really found an exit yet. Didn't really seem like there would be more of them. There usually, if there's large creatures of that size, there doesn't tend to be a whole bunch of them. They usually eat a lot of their resources, and there can only be so many in an area. So I doubt there's more.
Can I do like a check to see if I can like feel the wind like I did before?
Sure. Yeah, you think it's back the way that you came.
I don't feel close exit out of this cave besides the way we came. So maybe it might make sense to take a rest.
I mean, I think I'll be okay if you guys want to keep going. Abby offered to heal me, and I also have potion as well.
Is there any way we can help with K-Dama?
I think he just needs to rest.
All right, can he do that in like on your shoulder or in your bag or?
And I have a cage for him in my bag.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then, I guess let's keep going. Keep trudging on, blazing the trail. I'll start heading down the hallway.
Y'all head further down this path. It further descends. It's a little slippery in the immediate area before you go down because of all the heat that came off of these bugs.
Can I ask, does anybody know why the bugs were hot? Or can I do a nature check to infer?
Yeah, there's a lot of like chemical processes happening in their body so that they can stay in the cold. They generate a furnace-like heat within their bodies. So that's how they're kind of like able to easily burrow through the snow and ice, is like they kind of like sear their way into it.
Would I know if their blood, when ingested, have any like magical properties? Like, could we potentially stay warm if we were to ingest that type of blood, or?
You could like temporarily use its blood to like heat you up in a pinch, but it wouldn't keep you warm for long because it would cool down. It's like kind of like using like a bucket of hot water to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like I could like have it and then like keep it for a while.
No.
Okay.
Basically, as soon as it's outside of its body, it starts to cool.
Okay, makes sense.
But
right.
you do know that they have the ability to like lower their own body temperatures to not. So they can kind of like push the blood to their extremities in order to like melt stuff if they need to, or they can like kind of pull it in towards the center of their bodies if they want to not like melt the stuff around them.
Okay, gotcha. I'll explain that to everyone just so everyone has that knowledge.
Gross.
Yeah, pretty gross. I'll say that.
I don't like bugs.
Yeah, they're pretty gross.
Say, how badly hurt does everybody look?
I'm not hurt at all.
I'm not either.
I don't look great, but I carry myself well.
What about Erlen, who is also bit?
She looks like, she's tied a few bandages around her waist where most of the chomping happened. Actually, you saw one of her, even though she bandaged her body up there, she was looking pretty bad off. One of her glyphs on her sword is currently lit up, and she's like just holding it near her wounds as you guys are walking down here. She seems a little bit better.
Second level cure wounds on Erlen. And I'll use a 4th level on our arrow.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm no longer bloodied.
Yes, you travel down this cavern for about another 2 miles from where you fought the buggies, and you come to a fork. There's 4 paths, one that you're on, one ahead of you, one to the right, one to your left. The left goes south, right goes north, straight ahead goes west.
Which tunnel are we coming out of?
The east.
Okay, so there's a north, south, and west. Okay.
How long do all of these tunnels look?
The one to the north looks maybe like it goes up a mile, and then you kind of can't really tell. The one to the west looks like it continues on for maybe a couple miles, and the one to the south just kind of descends further down. You see about a few miles until you can't really see anymore.
Anyone have a preference? Well, I don't have a 3-sided coin, so how are we going to go about choosing one?
Let's go down the middle one.
The one that's right in front of us?
Yeah.
Say, all right, let's head west then.
So
the Wild West.
You travel west for about another mile, and you come to another intersection. This time to your right, it looks like there's like a small, like a fairly smaller tunnel than what you've been traveling down. It's about 5 feet wide. You see a little bit of light kind of bouncing around and there. And then straight ahead to the west, you see there's another ravine. There's like a slightly lower ledge on that side that kind of like, it looks like maybe at one point there was like a natural bridge here that has since like crumbled away. On the other side of the ravine is like slightly lower than where you are. There's also lots of roots and stuff coming down from high up in this opening. The smaller tunnel looks like it connects with the other side of the ravine.
So they both lead to the same place.
Sort of. Past the ledge to the west, it looks like it goes up a little bit more. There's like a smaller tunnel up there as well.
This looks promising.
Which one? The one with the light?
The one with the light at the end of it, yeah.
I'll say
Usually
maybe
that means exiting a tunnel.
So maybe that's what they want us to think.
Who are they?
The buggies probably. Might be a trap. You never know.
Do you think they're that smart?
You're right. Maybe not. Let's head north then. So we're heading north.
How are you doing that?
Does the gap seem like something we can jump?
Yeah, you think you can make it no problem.
I think I can jump that no problem.
I would be like, hold on a second, let me have a look at it.
Yeah, I'm also going to take a look.
You think that it's possible? Basically, anything you could do to help you other than running and jump would be beneficial. If you were more athletic, yeah, it would probably be pretty easy.
I think I could probably get across this if anybody wants me to hop over there and check it out.
Yeah, check it out. If you need backup, just let us know. Just like scream or something.
I'm going to try to jump this gap then. I'll probably give it a running start. It looks like a big gap.
You manage to just effortlessly kind of glide through the air. You land perfectly on your feet. There's some like rocks, some like kind of like gravel over there, and you just kind of like slide on it while standing up, and you come to a stop on the other side.
Sick. I'm going to look around my surroundings to see what's over here.
Yeah, now that you're on the other side, you see that to the west through the little tunnel, you can hear like a little bit of water trickling out that way. You actually hear like off in the distance maybe the sound of like a bird or something. And it sounds like it's coming from probably outside.
I'm going to yell across, hey, I think the exit is on the other side. It's over here. Sounds like I hear like a ravine and maybe some birds.
All right, team, do we want to keep exploring or do we want to find our way out?
Probably just head out.
Yeah. Aye, Captain. And I'll...
I see anything that maybe I could like use as a bridge or something, like something I could knock down over the ravine, or somewhere I could like throw a rope.
Some of the roots that are coming down on your side, you could probably swing over to the other side, and if somebody caught them, they could probably use them to swing over to your side.
Hey guys, I think it might be a little bit easier to get across here if you swing across on these roots. I can try to throw them over to you.
All right, I'm willing to try. So I'll step up to the ledge and I'll grab one of the roots.
I'll try to swing one over to Wyatt.
Okay. Yeah, you don't even need to roll for that. Yeah, you both managed to grab it and you managed to swing it. So.
All right, next person.
Yeah, I'll go.
Say, I'll go last. I have a plan in case anything happens.
I don't.
I would toss a root to Shizano.
I got it by default.
Yeah, that's fine. It's easy enough. But they're like pretty thick. Yeah, so this root starts to give way.
Don't roll yet. I'll use my portent for the day.
You hit the ledge of this thing, but then your momentum kind of carries you and you kind of slide on top of the thing, but you're prone.
This root is not looking so good, huh?
Mm-mm.
Do I see any more roots nearby that I can get one to Abby?
There's a couple more. They're a little bit thinner.
I was going to say it's Erilyn next. I'm going last.
Oh, true. Erilyn could probably jump it though, huh?
Yeah, she says, I don't trust those roots. And you see her jump across. She has her moon blade out. She's holding it like downwards as if like almost like a dagger. It seems like she's ready to like, in case she misses or something, to like dig it into the side of this thing. But then she manages to land. She almost tilts over, but then she catches her balance.
So now that everyone seems to be safely across, just because it only lasts for a minute, I'm going to cast Arcane Hand. So a large, like 10-foot force hand, shimmering translucent force, appears behind me and just like scoops me, carries me across.
Nice.
And it's like, yeah, I was getting ready to catch anybody if they fell, but I'll just use it so I don't have to jump or trust any weird vines.
So you're all across the ravine.
All right, move forward.
Are you going to the north or the west?
I would suggest that we head towards the bird sounds.
Go
Because if
west.
there's roots hanging down above us, then the one to the north could go up and the one to the west could go out the side. So they could both lead out. But
True. Then, yeah, let's follow Arrow's directions. Let's go west.
The small tunnel leads out the side of this mountain, and you feel some sunlight hit you, and you hear the rushing of water as you're on the side of this sort of dead grassed mountain. You see these like kind of wilty pine trees littering the side of this mountain as well, and it kind of slopes down. You see this huge wall about maybe a mile down the side of this mountain that looks like a giant stone dragon, but like a very long one. But then it's like cracked and broken in places, and you see a gap in it where the water that's kind of next to you, that's kind of running down the side of this mountain, is kind of like rushing through.
Does this stone dragon look like it was carved by like people, or is it more like sort of a natural looking dragon?
You are too far away to tell. It doesn't look like a dragon that you've seen in Faerun.
Like it looks like a different type of dragon?
Yeah, it's like super long, almost like a snake.
Does it have wings?
No wings.
Interesting.
I'm going to ask Shizeno if this seems like anything familiar to her, because I've never seen anything like it.
Shizeno, you would know that this is the Great Dragon Wall. Legend says that there was a giant jade dragon, one of the founders of Shou Lung fought, and then it fell out of the sky, creating the barrier around the western part of Shou Lung. Some people are skeptical, though, and just think that the founders made it.
I'll tell Abby that.
What is Shou Lung?
Your family lives in Shou Lung. It's basically the Faerun of the eastern side of this continent.
There was a chunk of it.
My family is from here. Just like with Abby's hometown, that's my hometown over there, except it's not really a town yet, but I'm from there.
Your hometown is like super far in. It's like close to the coast.
It's like Asia versus Europe.
Yeah.
Karatur, sorry, is the region of the east.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
No, that's my bad. I didn't know it super well, so I also got it confused.
But yeah, Shou Lung is like basically is most of the eastern side. There's a bit to the south, which is kind of like at war with Shou Lung like all the time. And then Hua is a lot smaller and off the coast.
Do I know if we'll be passing by my hometown?
No, you don't think so, because you know that your farm, your ranch is in the Blood Plains, which is close to the coast. It's not on the coast. It's considered like the south of Shou Lung. Even though it's like southeast, but people call it the south. It's just north of two cities that are split by a river called West Y and East Y. Yeah, y'all are on this mountainside. And Erlen says, well, we could rest here before going through this stone dragon wall. So as soon as we pass over that, we'll be in Shou Lung.
I'll say I'm definitely not opposed to that. I need a good night's rest.
I believe on the other side of this, there should be a road. We'll have to probably walk, for maybe an hour or so. But we should hit a road that leads to a place called Maiwan.
Say, what's so special about Maiwan?
It's a bunch of like crop fields and stuff, like small villages sort of scattered along this sort of, it's like the trade route that leads into Shou Lung. We'll have to pass through to reach Wakan, which is like a coastal city in Shou Lung. We'll have to find a way to cross the water there to get to Wa.
All right. Should we just rest outside of this cave?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Aye, Captain. And I'll find a nice tree to rest under and move my hat over my eyes.
She says this water here is pretty fresh too. It seems like this is coming off of the melting glacier.
Well, I'll take a few sips as well before I head to sleep.
It's refreshing and cold.
Good. It's the way we like it.
Is everybody else resting?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Abby, as you are in your trance, we'll say you're facing the exit of the cavern that you were just in. At first, you feel like you're seeing things. The opening of this cavern sort of like widens, and then it sort of engulfs you. You feel as if you were back in the cavern, in that little alcove that you were like sleeping in before, except you're not cold. And you see this little pink crystal kind of like push up from the ground. And then the ground begins to like rumble as this like huge building-sized crystal emerges from the ground, illuminating this like, it seems like you're in a cavern. And then you see your bio-dad touching this pink crystal, kind of like this light pink emanating off of it, sort of glowing onto the sides of this cavern. He turns back to you and he kind of lets out like a chuckle. So you hear him. You see him mouthing words, but you don't actually hear what he's saying. It's kind of like muffled. And then you realize he's not like talking to you, even though he's like looking in your direction. And you have a vision of like somebody walking past you. This elf-like femme with long silvery white hair and dark, almost like grayish brown skin. And she reaches out to grab your dad's hand. And then your trance ends and you are back to kind of like staring at the cave entrance. or exit. You got like this similar kind of feeling when you were helping kind of find objects around the Harper hub. This almost feels like either a premonition of something that either will happen or has happened.
Gotcha. Okay. And yeah, I'll take out my little diary and my ink and jot it down real quick before everybody else wakes up so I don't forget it.
Are you doing anything with your other 4 hours? Erilyn is also up. She looks like she's like picking some berries to eat.
How far away is this wall?
It's probably about maybe like 300 feet from where you camped.
Cool. I want to cast Clairvoyance. It has a range of a mile, a location I'm familiar with, I've visited or seen before, or an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door, around a corner, in a grove of trees, etc. And I want to put it like just beyond this opening in the river. It's a sensor I can choose seeing or hearing, and I want to see through it. There's like anything waiting for us on the other side.
You don't see any like people or anything, but you do see, it looks like the edges of a sorghum field. Far off, you can kind of see a little dirt path.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I'll break concentration on that after I take a good look around. It lasts for 10 minutes, but I don't feel like I'm going to need to stare at anything for 10 minutes if there's no campfires in the distance or anything.
Everybody gets the benefits of a long rest.
Yay! So I only have 1 level of exhaustion now?
Yep.
Man, that was a good rest. I hope everyone else slept as well.
Yeah, I had a good rest.
You know, from all this walking, I'm missing the days I spent in my sauna, just kicking back, thinking about life. I wish I had a portable sauna. You know, that could be nice, especially after being in like that cold cavern for so long. I'm not one for the cold, I'll tell you that.
We should just build one if you want one.
I feel like it might be a waste of time right now, but maybe if we get somewhere more permanent.
It's portable.
A port? How are we gonna make a
one?
Seems too complicated right now. I don't want to compromise the mission.
While we're walking, can I try to come up with a schematic for a portable sauna?
Yes, you go up with the schematic. It almost looks like a carriage with like a hole cut in the top of it. There's like a little metal pit in the middle for rocks and heat.
How does it move? Via horse?
It's like the ones with like 2 wheels, so you can like set it down and then get inside.
Okay. So I would have to carry it.
Yeah, or you could hook up something to it.
Okay.
I'm not revealing this. I'm just plotting it in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, what you've come up with is a carriage that you have like a metal pot in and a hole in the roof.
Good.
Next time we take a long rest, I'm not going to take a long rest. I'm going to go try to work on that. But I'm not telling anyone that.
Spicy. Are you trying to flirt with Wyatt?
I'm trying to get a promotion.
Oh.
And whatever gets me the promotion, that's fine.
You guys are kind of trudging through a sorghum field for about a mile, and then you reach a dirt path, which looks like it goes off to the southeast. More east than south. And you pass by a whole bunch of these little single family basic materials, sort of homes that look like they're mostly used for farming. Lots of crops of sorghum and tinier patches of corn.
Reminds me of home.
Then you see further up the road, like a little dot on the horizon as it's starting to get night. Erilyn points out the city of Wakan. Well, tomorrow we'll need to find another outpost there to resupply what we have to get us the rest of the way to Wa. Well, I mean, we'll only need a couple more days of rations, so we should be able to fit it in our bags.
Sounds good to me. I'm excited to see some civilization, you know?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it'll be good.
I need to buy some arrows. Not arrow, but, you know.
Some ammunition.
Some ammunition, exactly.
Were you talking to me, Wyatt?
No. No. It's all good. I'll sit down and get to rest.
We're doing a long rest right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically been a day of you traveling down like a dusty road with just like nothing but fields.
All right, I'll wait till everyone's asleep. I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah, so about half hour goes by. Everybody's sleeping or tranced.
I'm just going to go try to find materials.
Yeah, you managed to scrounge up a decent amount of like scrap wood and stuff from some dilapidated buildings, some old scarecrow posts and stuff. You didn't find any wheels yet, but you managed to make kind of like the floor of this thing. And you used one of the scarecrow's hats as it was like a metal bowl as like the part that you put rocks in. Even though you like worked throughout the night, you don't really feel tired.
So I wasn't going to actually put it together if I didn't have the pieces is the thing. I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'll get the more rare materials.
Okay, yeah, so you get the metal thing. We'll say you took the clothes from the scarecrows for like the covering of it, because that's a little more harder to find, and some pins for the wheels, because those are things that go pretty quickly in a cart.
That'll work. That I can just store it in my bag. I don't want to actually build it till I have most of the materials at least.
Okay, y'all awake.
All right.
You are no longer exhausted, Wyatt. Ireland says, all right, is everybody ready to head out?
I am feeling as fresh as I'm feeling as fresh as a daisy right now. I would walk 1,000 miles if you wanted me to today. Let's get going.
Ireland says, all right, well, we do have a bit of walking to do, so walk walk on.
Lead the way.
And y'all head off down the road. So about between 3 and 4 miles down the road, you reach the edge of Wakan. This looks almost the size of like Waterdeep. One key difference is most of the houses are single story and more compact. Seems like a lot more people living in like one building. Like there's a lot more tiny shops and restaurants and stuff that are kind of like all like short buildings. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of class difference here. It seems like most of the people are kind of in the same social strata.
Do I see like a weapons shop?
You do. That's actually, it looks like one of the first things that you come across, actually.
I spy with my little eye a weapons shop, and that's where I'll be. So if anybody wants to join me, I'll start walking towards it.
Oh, I go with Wyatt to the weapon shop.
And I guess I would too, even though I don't want to really.
So most of you enter the weapons shop. Erlen says, I want to see if there's something for some like trinkets or something. So I'll meet back here in like 15 minutes or so.
All right. We'll meet you here.
Yeah, I'm going to look for some sort of magic shop.
If the party's splitting up, I'm going to go try to find like a lumber shop or something.
I'm going to ask everybody if it's okay, because they need to be willing. But whoever says yes, I'm going to cast telepathic bond on for the next hour. A telepathic link connects all of us as long as we have an intelligence score of 2 or above. Until the spell ends, we can communicate telepathically through this bond whenever possible over any distance, as long as we're all on the same plane of existence. For the next 1 hour, we can all speak telepathically.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Erlen says, yeah, that's actually preferable. Then I can do a couple more errands. Yeah, I'll do that.
So yeah, we got a good hour till this breaks. So, but yeah, this is thankfully not concentration. It just happens. So it lasts for an hour.
What are you looking for, Wyatt?
I'm looking for some hand crossbow arrows.
Bolts.
Bolts. Yeah,
Bolt.
Bolts as well.
I'll say howdy. If there's someone, is there someone in the shop?
Yep.
Like a shopkeeper. I'll say howdy. I am looking for some bolts for my hand crossbows, and I'll tap them.
She says, "Oh, that's a fancy hand crossbow you got there. That looks like. Did you get that in? Yeah, you must have got that from somewhere nearby. It looks like the kind of style from Shou Lung."
Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time here. Fighting demons, all of that stuff. They came in handy when doing that sort of work. I'm looking to improve them now.
She says, "Yeah, I can. Do you need a case for those, or are you just looking for some crossbow bolts?"
I'm looking for some bolts.
That's going to be 50 silver.
Do you have different kinds or just the standard?
Yeah, just the standard. But we make so many, and we're pretty good at doing production here in Wakan. So pretty much anything you find is going to be half the price of what you would find in snooty 2D Faerun.
Completely understand. So you said 50 silver per bolt.
Oh, no, sorry. 50 silver for 20 of them. It's like the amount that would normally fit in a case.
Hey, fair enough. I'm going to give her 60 silver and tip her 10 silver. That extra 10 silver is for you.
She goes, oh, mighty kind of you.
What other types of single-handed weapons do you have here?
You're looking for like something like melee or something ranged?
Something melee.
We got some spears, we got some sickles, we got some quarterstaff, some maces.
What is the most lethal one-handed weapon that I see?
Pretty much tied between the spear, the quarterstaff, the mace, the javelin, and the hand axe, as well as...
How much damage do they do?
They all do 1d6.
Oh, okay, so never mind then.
If you're looking for something a little more heavy with 2 hands, though, this Warhammer is pretty good. Pretty heavy on the materials, though, this thing.
How much damage does the Warhammer do?
Does 1d8.
That is one gorgeous warhammer, I will tell you that. But I have my trusty greatsword here, and it's done me well for the few times I've used it. But thank you for showing me all your weapons.
Oh yeah, that's quite a bit more damage than this. So
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for your time.
Do I see anything particularly interesting or eye-catching in the store?
No, it seems like this is kind of just like a general weapons store.
I was noticing a severe lack of ninja stars in this weapons shop.
So
I'm going to look for any place that sells like spell scrolls. I mean, I know this is all happening at the same time, but once I'm done, I will let everyone know that I'm all set.
is Shizeno doing anything?
So, are we staying in this town for like the night? I'll just ask Wyatt if he plans on staying here for the night.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yep.
Okay. I'll ask Erilyn if we'll be staying for the night.
I'm working on trying to find us transportation. I guess the ferry's not working. They said that there's Sahagin breeding season going on, but it should end by tomorrow or the next day. I don't know, unless you guys want to convince the ferry guy to take us anyway. But he seems pretty adamant.
All right. Well, we don't want to cause a fuss, so why not just stay a couple nights, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're in a rush or anything.
Does that answer your question, Shizeno?
Yeah, thanks.
Say no problem.
So I'm gonna wander around town a little bit and see if I can find anyone that looks like they're down on their luck. Just any random ass person. I don't care.
Yeah, there's like a little kid with like a...
Not a kid.
Oh,
because not any random ass person.
okay. You see somebody, seems like they lost someone. They're like kind of, I don't know if this counts, but they're looking for somebody that they lost.
Well, I don't really want to help them with that, but
That is down on their luck.
yeah. So I'm gonna go up to him and say, how would you like to make some money?
They seem like slightly distracted, and they're like, I mean, I would, but I'm looking for my daughter.
Okay, I'm gonna go find him. So have a good time.
It seems like most of the people here are like fairly busy, like doing like jobs and stuff. There doesn't really seem to be any like poor people or homeless people. Yeah.
Where's your daughter?
It's good for them.
Where'd you last see your daughter?
She was towards the edge of the town, just playing soccer.
I'm gonna go see if I can find his daughter real quick.
You see a kid. Seems like the one you passed by. They had. It looks like a soccer ball, but it was like popped.
Where's your parents? That's a weird saying that.
It says, I don't know, working, I think.
Working? Wait, did the guy look like he was working?
No.
Does it seem like the right kid? Or is it just a random kid?
Based on the way he described the kid, you think this is the kid.
Are you lost?
I was supposed to be home for lunch. Me and my dad usually have lunch together, but I took his soccer ball and was playing with it, and then it popped.
It's okay. I'm gonna make him a bunch of money. Can you come home with me? Wait,
Whoa!
your home. Can I take you to your home?
Yeah, maybe we can use some of the money to fix the soccer ball. Okay, let's go to my dad's work.
All right, so I'll take her to her dad.
Meet up with the dad. She's like hiding the broken soccer ball behind her. He says, "Oh, you found my daughter."
Yeah. How would you like to make more money than you're making here? Wait, where's he working? First of all.
It looks like he's working at like a fishery, like cutting up fish and stuff.
I hate him. I've got a soccer ball, bro.
Yeah, I guess I could use a little more money.
We're friends now, right?
I mean, I thank you for finding my daughter, but I don't know you.
I'm Shizeno.
Okay. Is that is that armor from? Is that Wa? You're part of the Chickadee clan.
Yes. Was that good? Wait, is that good? Yeah, I mean, I can give you a better job than this, than doing whatever this is.
What do you want?
So I have a business opportunity where I'm going to make this new invention for a very important person, and I want you to be in on the ground level with me. But I need you to come along with me, and I'm gonna introduce the schematic, and we're gonna get it built. But I need you to come with me.
Well, do you have any like startup funds or anything?
We don't need any.
What? Why not?
I mean, I'm part of the Chickadee clan. Like, I don't do that.
Right, but if you're making a new invention, how are you getting materials and stuff?
Well, we're going to a workshop right now.
But you don't have any money.
I don't need money. I can be very persuasive.
This doesn't seem like a good business plan. I don't know if I want to come with you if you don't have a sound business plan.
Let me show him the schematics real quick, and I'll explain to him the idea of the portable sauna.
Okay, this is at least you got something started. All right, I'll go with you. He says to his daughter, he's like, just meet me at home.
Would I consider him my friend yet? It's very important.
Would you consider, I mean, that's up to you. Would you consider it? Or would he consider you?
More importantly, would I consider him an ally within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, I mean, he's going with you to do this thing. Sure.
But that's what matters. I'm going to go try to find a workshop.
Okay.
Somewhere that would like build things.
Yeah, actually, not too far away, you hear some like a lumber mill.
Perfect. Because I assume these people would be harder to like persuade. If I have an ally within 10 feet of me, I get advantage on all persuasion checks.
Okay.
So this was important. So now I'm gonna go, just knock on the door there.
Yeah, there's like it's like a big barn door kind of. One of the doors is open, so you can kind of just walk right in.
Do I see anyone in there?
Yeah, there's a few people like cutting like planes of wood.
I'm just gonna go up to someone and ask who's in charge.
He says, "Well, we all kind of pitch in for this. We all kind of it's like a co-op."
All right. So I've got a business opportunity for you then.
Oh,
If not for your boss, then
he seems pretty eager. He's like, "Yeah, I'm always down to invest in new things that I can be part ownership in."
hell yeah. So I'd like to sell you the schematic here for a portable sauna.
Portable sauna, interesting. Why
Yeah.
would you need to move it? Usually, that's you want to rest.
I mean, there's all kinds of adventures. They might want to rest in between their travels, like be going for days at a time. Like me, I do it all the time. I miss the water. It's good. So it lets me experience basically the sea from anywhere, kind of. But I'd like to sell you the schematic, and I have a worker here for you. He'll help you, and you can basically have all the proceeds. I just want the first prototype copy that comes out.
Okay.
I don't need any money. It's fine. I just need the first one.
He says, that's going to be like the worst version, right? We're going to have to fine tune it after, test it out.
I mean, the first like working one, and maybe not the prototype. And I'll also pull out like everything I found so far. I'll like give them to him. You can also use these as like starting materials. I don't expect you to give me everything.
Yeah. All right. This sounds like a good deal. Normally, we don't have people work for free around here, but hey, if he's agreed to it, that's fine.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, all right. How long do you think that'll take?
Takes a look at the schematic. He says, about a day.
All right, I'll be here.
You're gonna watch us and not help?
Well, I'm not the worker. He's gonna help.
So you're just gonna hang out there while he builds it?
Well, if he's gonna take a day, I'm just gonna go back and hang out with the group.
Okay.
And come back in a day.
He says, I could help. Can you tell my daughter, you don't know where I live? He says, I gotta go home and tell my daughter I'm gonna be working on this thing.
I can go tell her.
I told her to meet me at home, so I need to go talk to her.
All right. I mean, I was just trying to help. I don't care. Go do what you need to do.
All right, so he goes off and does that.
If he needs to, this guy knows your name and your clan.
Yeah,
So.
that's true. I mean, I work for the Emperor. I can do whatever I want, really. I mean, wouldn't. I'm just saying I can.
I was going to say, you're already a person whose best defense is I was just following orders, and that's not a great start.
Yeah, that's true.
Once everybody's done, I'm going to take the time to copy Hex into my spell book, and then I will give the spell scroll to Wyatt. I copy this into my spell book, so I mean, I can just, as long as I look at it in the morning, I can use it whenever, just like I did with Cure Wounds. So I don't need the scroll, but next time we get into a scrap, you can hex somebody and get some extra damage and give them some disadvantage on stuff.
Say, that's mighty kind of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll read it for you right now. You choose a creature you can see within range, 90 feet. This is a bonus action also. Until the spell ends, duration 1 hour, you get an extra 1d6 necrotic damage on the target whenever you hit it with an attack. Also, choose one ability when you cast the target. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. So if you're trying to grapple something, you should be like, disadvantage on strength checks. And then I can also cast Hex and be like, disadvantage on dexterity checks. Lol. Try to go anywhere, idiot. And if the target drops to 0 health before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on your next turn to move it to another target. And because you're not casting spells, it's concentration. So for me, it's different. But since you're not casting any other spells, as long as you're not taking a bunch of damage to break your concentration, you can literally just keep moving it.
Oh, that's cool. I'm excited.
But you only have one. So
I'll save it for something good.
Erlen says, yeah, so I found some lodging for us at a boathouse. Basically, they've dry docked most of the boats. except for the ferry for the winter. The winter's almost over, so they're trying to get some funds to get the boats ready for when winter's over. So we'll be sleeping inside some boats inside this building.
Sounds interesting. Let's do it.
Just gonna wait until the next day and then go pick up the sauna.
Yeah, you go and do that an hour before everybody kind of wakes up. Yes, you get there. The sauna is done, and this guy's like sleeping in the corner.
I'll just tap him on the shoulder.
He says, yeah, I spent all night working on this thing. Wait, he's like, so where do I get my money?
I mean, you make more and you sell them.
He says, oh, well, I guess I do know how to make them now.
Yeah, right. This is one of a kind. No one else knows how to make these. You're going to be rich.
I do like the idea of having more money than other people.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll sell like crazy. And she said I was not confident in that statement whatsoever, but he doesn't know that.
You just introduced capitalism to them.
Yeah, so are you bringing this back to the place where the party is sleeping?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just hang out until everyone wakes up.
Is it like covered or anything?
I wasn't going to. I don't think I have anything to cover it with. Is there anything in the building I could use it that I could cover it with, like a boat cover?
Yeah, there's probably like a few boats that are like covered with like a large like canvas.
Yeah, sure. I'll cover it with one of those.
Just, as you lug this in there before covering it, you see Erlen kind of like crossed arms looking at you like, what is she doing?
I will not explain unless she asks. So
yeah, and she sees you like covering it up and stuff, and hours go by and she goes, whatever. Y'all wake up to see like there's like another thing in like one corner of this building like covered up. Looks like Shizeno is up before everybody else.
I'll say, that's weird. That wasn't there the night before.
why don't you go check it out, Wyatt?
I'll say, what if it's a monster or something?
Yeah, maybe it's another mimic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not.
I'll
How
say,
do you know?
yeah, how do you know?
Because Wyatt, work with me here. No, it's a gift for you, Wyatt.
I'll say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What did I do to deserve this? Is it my birthday?
I mean, you asked for it. It's not really a gift so much as just you asked for it, but
Well, I have no idea what I might have asked for. All right, I'll go take a look. I'll grab the sheet and I'll pull the sheet off.
it's the portable sauna that you asked for.
Oh my gosh, I am the luckiest man in the world. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, look at, I'll go up to the corners and I'll be like, I have never seen such great workmanship. This is incredibly impressive. How did you do this? How did you keep this away from me for so long? How long did this take you?
I mean, I designed it in a day, and then I got some help building it with some friends.
I'll say, oh my gosh, you're making friends. This is, I am such a proud Harper. I feel like this is my lucky day. Thank you so much, Shizeno. I will not forget this. Can I go take a look-see? Okay, I unclothe myself and I head in. And I sit down and I put some coals on whatever the steamer is. And I sit back. I'm just naked in my mobile sauna, and I guess I pay no attention to whatever timelines other people are on, because this I've never been so elated.
How long do you stay in there?
A couple hours at least. And then when I'm done, I'll poke my head out after 2 hours and I'll say, can somebody hand me my clothes on the floor over there?
Erlen kind of kicks them over to you and says, the ferry's been ready for a few hours.
I'll say, well, why didn't you say that? And I grab my clothes and I shut the door and I dress up. And then I walk out and I'm like, I go over to the front of the mobile sauna. I pick it up and I'm like, let's get going then.
You just make it as the ferry's about to take off. They're like ringing a bell to make sure that everybody's on.
Can I bring my sauna? Is that okay? To the ferry person?
What? That's a sauna? I thought that was
I'll say,
a carriage of goods.
Yeah, I'll let you try it out if you let me take it. I'll raise my eyebrows.
I was gonna let you take it anyway.
I'll say, well, do you want to try it?
Not really.
Your loss.
Not a fan of the humid heat, I'm a dry heat person myself.
To each his own, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I wheel it on.
So you get on. It takes a few hours, but this big rugged boat manages to make its way across the channel, and it comes up onto the docks on the shore of Wa, the port of Fochu. Shizeno, you know that inland from the port is your hometown, essentially.
Like the Chickadee hometown, or
yeah.
where I lived with the emperor.
The Chickadee hometown. It's just like the port is kind of like everybody like stops here, so there's like some stuff set up, but then basically as soon as you get further inland, like less than a mile, it just becomes like riverlands. It's like a small town of like shacks sort of hobbled together. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of market stalls here, and you see this one person who has like a cloak over them, and they're you can tell that they're like asking people for stuff, and people are like, get out of here. And then there's a path from here that leads up like a big cliffside.
Cool. Is Erlen still leading us?
She says, yeah, so we would just need to go up this hill and pass through the Chickadee clan's town.
Oh my gosh, another visit to one of our Harper's hometowns. What a coincidence.
Yes. What a coincidence.
I'll say you'll have to show us around. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna look down at the ground and go, I wish my home still existed.
I've been around here in a while.
I'll say I'll have
brush
to
that off.
I'll get to show your parents and all your friends this wonderful gift you made me and tell them what a wonderful person comes from this clan and what a wonderful daughter you are.
What was the last time I saw my parents? When I was like 18?
Yeah, a bit ago.
I haven't seen them in a very long time, but I'm sure we can go visit.
Say it'll be a happy reunion, I'm sure.
Sure.
Well, let's get going. All right, lead the way, Erlen.
My parents live in the river, don't they?
This town is just because the port is here, people traveling to the palace have to pass through. Once they get past this little port, it's mostly just like the river lands. This S shape, it goes like up around the cliff to the Springs Fall Shrine, and then the path goes down through basically where your hometown is, and then goes towards the palace. So as you're about to take off, the person who is asking people for stuff comes up to you. Wyatt goes to grab your hands and says, please, I need help getting onto the ferry and getting out of this land. As they grab your hands, you kind of see that they look like an elf.
Why would you want to leave?
Quietly, he says, I have information about the emperor that I need to reach the outside. He looks over and sees that Shizeno has shogun armor, and then falls backwards and says, no, you heard nothing.
Shizeno hear that?
I assume I did, right?
Yeah. He's like crawling backwards in fear.
I'll reach out to him and I'll say, how much money do you need?
He says, I just need enough to get onto the ferry. He says, I think it's 1 gold.
Who are you informing?
He says, and he keeps looking over at Shizeno, and it doesn't seem like he's giving up any information.
I'll say, hey, Shizeno, do you mind going over there for a second, out of earshot for a little bit?
Does the information concern the Emperor?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I need to hear it.
I'm commanding you to go stand over there.
No.
That's spicy. All right, well, we're not getting the information then.
You see him start to get up.
I'm gonna push him down.
I'll say, Shizeno, you don't know, this person did nothing to you.
He has information about the Emperor, and the Emperor was attacked, basically. So I need the information.
I'll say he might be on our side, though.
Well, if he's on our side, he should tell us.
Maybe he has preconceived notions about people from your clan, potentially?
And he's trying to crawl backwards away from you.
Are you working for the Emperor or no?
No, absolutely not.
I look at Wyatt.
Why would someone be against the Emperor? Do I understand the political intricacies of this whole situation?
There's definitely a class system. You know that most of the people, if you're not part of the shogun, you're basically poor.
People who are really, really poor stay really, really poor, and people who are really, really rich stay really, really rich by suppressing the lower class, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I have no money. I'm really poor. It's fine.
And where do the Harpers stand on this situation politically?
They stand to gain an ally by appeasing them and not really getting too involved. But the throne is something that they need. You haven't really discussed any sort of further details with that sort of involvement yet.
Why an elf would be here getting information?
Yeah, so you remember that there was an elf who had visited the palace, but then had disappeared for 182 years.
Ah.
You remember your father's letter saying that the person had information and was trying to broker a trade deal.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I will. Even if it takes multiple messages, it's just a cantrip. I'll just relay as much of that information as fast as I can to Shizeno. That I just remember that my dad had mentioned an elf had gone missing, trying to broker a deal, getting information like 180, 190 years ago, blah, blah, blah.
And if no one's doing anything, I'm going to grab him.
He's like trying to get away from you.
Do I remember the name?
Yes, Rydell O'Lyra.
Yeah, I'll just say that out loud as like a question. Like Rydell O'Lyra?
He stops and he says, yes.
I'm the daughter-in-law of Mr. Seacaster. You've done business with him.
He gets on his knees and he grabs your hands and like pleading with you. He says, "You must tell him that I could not complete the deal. That they tried to frame me for the murder of the Empress and the Emperor's daughter. I managed to escape. It took me a long time. I need help."
Hang on. How would people react to a shogun killing someone?
They might not like it, but they would probably turn a blind eye.
I'm going to kill him.
No!
If you attack him, I'm going to try to stop you.
Yeah, I would try and stop you too.